All right, people, let's do this. It's Monday again, y'all. We back down here to the Almond Delights Reading Corner. This week, we'll be reading MUSE, a love and gospel music novel by yours truly, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Why don't you guys go over to Amazon.com, download your books today. Don't forget to leave a review, y'all. And while you're over here at YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Y'all go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, AlmondBrown09, over on Instagram. Email me. We over here reading, y'all. Are you ready? Hello, 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 and welcome to an odd day of Almond Delights Reading Corner. I am your girl, Miss Almond Brown 09, and we are going to be back here for the final read of MUSE. Okay, so I know this is an off day for us. We normally do this on Mondays, but I did not want you guys to have to wait a whole other week before we decided to finish our read of MUSE. So yeah, this gonna be the last one, y'all. We're gonna figure everything out that has been going on with Carson and his multiple personalities, and also with his family. So it's not just the people in his head, okay? It's the people in his real life as well. So I think we're gonna find out about his whole birth, about his life experience before the age of 8. Like that, he doesn't remember anything before the age of 8. Nobody has any real birth certificates. They done gave him a fake birth certificate, y'all. So y'all let me know how the quality is, how everything is going, because she seems to be giving me a little bit of slow motion over here. So I want to make sure that everything is okay. But I'm going to get into this read. I'm not going to wait too much longer because I know this is an off day for y'all and y'all wasn't expecting this really. I mean, you should have been because I told you. And it's been on my community wall. But we are here. So we are on chapter 13. All of the links to everything that you may need is down in the description box. All of the books that I have narrated, the audio version is down in the description box below. The links to Mr. Timothy Blaine's books over on Amazon is also down there. I've also read 2 of his other books. Was it 2? I think it was 2 of his other books here as well. They're in my playlist. You guys can check that out there as well as over on my podcast, anchor.fm/AlmondBrown09. And so, yeah, let's get into this read. You know, if you come in late, have a seat, sit down. You know what I'm saying? Go on over there in the chat box. Let me know that you in here. Okay? But we're going to start on chapter 13. If you have to catch the replay, shout out to y'all that may listen on the replay. Chapter 13, The Report. Hey, come on in, Derek, I said. Sorry, I don't have an extra chair. Place kind of reminds me of my first dump over on Ivar, said Derek, taking a seat on my half-made bed. We've got a lot to talk about. Okay. DNA's back. They're your parents, all right. That's good, right? I asked. Somehow I'm getting a bad vibe from you, man. It's good my parents are who they say they are in relation to me, right? Sure, it's not that, he said. Look, Carson, something else came up with your DNA. Come on, Derek, loosen up a little. You're freaking me out with this serious mug. I hope you're not about to tell me I'm linked to some crime. I'm not, am I? Oh, please tell me I haven't done something. Pause. Disclaimer, there may be some cussing and cussing in this book. So, forewarned. No, nothing like that. Okay, so here it is. Your DNA is not male, at least not exclusively. What? Lab's repeating the test now. What? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? I have the original certificate of birth, Carson, he said. You were born hermaphrodite. I think the term is intersex now. I sat staring at him, unable to speak. The initial surgery was performed soon after your birth. It was initial? There were several, he said. From what I understand, it's not uncommon for doctors to choose. You began life as a little girl, Carson. Huh? What are you telling me, Derek? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you lived as a girl until 6 years old. Look, I know this is an awful lot to process. We can't continue. We can continue this later if you want. Do what later? I said. Go on, finish the story. I wish it were only that, he said. You have an aunt. Actually, she's your mom's aunt. Lives there in the building you once managed. Sure. Aunt Jerk? Actually, she lives in an apartment next door to me. We shared a wall. She suffers from Alzheimer's. Derek, and she's actually been clinically paranoid for years. I hope you didn't. Yes, I spoke with her. I wish you hadn't done that, I said. She's just a sick old woman, man. Sure, I could see that, he said. The lady's got some problems, no doubt about that. She's convinced the fire in your building was intended for her, or at least her apartment. That's crazy. I told you she's swears you came banging on her door that day, just before the fire started. She says you have dragged her out of her apartment. And you believed her? A sick, old, paranoid recluse? I took it all with a grain of salt, he said. I could see she was mixing things up, struggling to stay in the present until she said something that hit me over the head like a wine bottle. Okay, I'm listening, even though I wish you had called me before. She called you Bianca. The room fell silent for long moments. What? I said. Not just once. In fact, I don't think she ever uttered the name Carson. Always Bianca or BB. I could tell the lady was confused. But why in the hell would she be calling you? She's sick. I told you that. Is there anything else? Yeah, I caught her with that guy, Charlie Franklin, said Derek. Kind of talkative. And not a whole lot there. One thing though. Okay. He told me that in the year or so you guys dated, he never once saw you get an erection. Damn, I said. They warned me you wouldn't hold any punches. Fuck that asshole. What else have you got about me or my family? Well, let's walk it out, man, he said. Why a fire? I mean, why burn your place down? Let's say there really is this Bianca personality, totally separate from you, yet sharing the same body. Why in the hell would either one of you want to torch that place? My heart is palpitating. Maybe we should stop. And maybe we shouldn't, Carson. I saw your apartment and I saw the arsonist investigator's report. The accelerant was poured over one wall, the north facing wall, the wall that divided. We lived there, I said in a soft whisper. That was my family's very first apartment building. My dad won it in a lawsuit. Okay, so we lived in what is now and has been for many years my Aunt Gert's apartment until I was 8 years old. Finally, real progress, said my muse. This should have been done years ago, man. Maybe, I said. I'm not asleep, muse. Are you? Well, whether a daydream or night vision, this is big, Carson. I should be seeing a shrink. Really? Why? He said. Look, it's not like you haven't tried psychiatry, man. I hope you see what Pastor Brown was saying now. About demons? About truth, Carson. I've been writing like a madman, I said, especially since Derek was here. But then you know that. Things are coming up, Muse. It's not like I remember things, then rush to write them down. Events are coming to me as I write. It's a fascinating story. Bianca, a real person? I mean, you actually were Bianca for 6 years? When Derek mentioned that my aunt had referred to me as BB, it was like a bolt of lightning passed through me. Aunt Gert worked for my parents. She was my nanny. You remember? A little. I remember her, I said. And I'm starting to get little flashes of my life as I remember little. Thanks for staying on my ass about writing. It helped me more in these last few weeks than any head doctor has managed in the last few years. It's why I was born, he said. So this aunt, you never visited her? No, like I said, she's a recluse. Okay, so last night I tried something, a little experiment. Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So far, the fiction has been told in first person, I said. I couldn't sleep last night. At about 2 a.m., I got an idea. I tried writing in another voice. Bianca's. I called myself BB, still in first person, and well, what? Come on, dude. It's over there, I said, pointing at my laptop. You tell me what it is. Scratch and I had been invited by Sky and Dallas for a meeting at Stratton before they left for New York the following morning. Though I was trying very hard to maintain my concentration and keep turning out pages, Dallas made it sound like it was important that the four of us meet. Come on in, guys, said Sky. You're right on time. We've got a few more meetings to get to, so let's get down to business. Hello, Scratch, said Scratch. So nice to see you. Thanks for leaving the studio right in the middle of Mr. Sensitive over here, said Dallas, standing to shake our hands. This won't take but a minute. We've got some great news, guys. Okay, I said, taking a seat alongside Scratch on a little leather sofa. Okay, so you need to get an agent, my friend, said Sky. And quick. We've got this friend over at HBO Legal, said Dallas. Well, actually, he's more Sky's. What's going on? Said Scratch. Well, it's like this, fellas, said Sky. This guy, Roger Tobin, and I were pretty close friends in high school. And well, come on, Sky. 3 other meetings, remember? Said Dallas. Okay, bottom line, HBO is interested. In the play? I said. No. Actually, according to Roger, they're interested in the books, said Sky. All of them. The story is this, Carson. Roger is an attorney for HBO, works in contracts. A couple days ago, he gets assigned to a project developer, guy named guy named Mike Bennett. Maybe you heard of him. Anyway, the dude saw the musical, which had him reading the books, then pitching an idea to the execs for a pilot. They're interested in doing a series based on the Perfect Place novels, I asked. You've got to be. Rogers only called in to put together offers, man, said Sky. He called to give me a heads up and to get your contract info. This is real, Carson. HBO? yelled Scratch. Damn, this gonna be huge, man. Of course you don't want to talk to anybody directly, said Dallas. Not just yet, anyway. Get yourself an agent, man. That's why we asked both of you in today. You know some people, right, Scratch? Hell yeah, said Scratch. Well, mostly music folk, but I know who to talk to. Cool, said Sky. Of course, you realize if they make you an offer for a pilot, they'll want to option the whole series. I think I may be having a heart attack, I said, clutching my chest. Figure of speech, relax. Fuck. HB fucking O. Okay, so we're out of here in the morning, said Sky, standing. We're doing lunch with Roger and his wife on Tuesday. I'll flesh out exactly what's going on. As we stood, Scratch walked around Sky's desk to hug him tight. I'm real sorry about your dad, brother. The four of us hugged and held on to each other for several heartfelt moments. Then, One Love was eerily quiet as Scratch and I pulled into the lot nearest Pastor Brown's office at a little before 8 a.m. on a Monday morning. The pastor had asked to meet with us before we left for San Francisco at noon. I didn't know why the man had taken such an interest in me and my extreme dysfunction. I only knew that I trusted his counsel. Somehow, we made a deep connection on the very first day I laid eyes on him. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say since the moment he touched me. The building was dark. We sat in Scratch's bins and waited. Does Pastor Brown always get this involved with? Well, let's face it, I'm a total stranger. He treats me like I'm part of his family. Well, that'd be kind of hard with over 30,000 members. You're right. He's taken a real interest in you right off, my friend. He's even pulled me to the side. What do you mean? He was just looking out for you, he said. It wasn't quite, so what are your intentions, young man? But look, he just said he could tell things were getting serious between us really quick, and that I should understand you're in a very vulnerable place right now. Maybe it's you he's looking out for. He's looking out for all of us, man. You've heard about Dwayne, his brother? Well, I know he was Joey White's partner, and I know it, he was, and I know it was he and Joey that built Stratton Records. He was murdered by one of Joey's fans, right? Yeah, by some stupid obsessed kid, he said. Little bastard actually competed and won a contract with Stratton. What a fucking nightmare. Pastor and Joey took it the hardest, of course, but it changed us all, man. You notice all the security over there? Seems like violence has been stalking the company. Don't blame Stratton, brother. The company has done well by a lot of people, you and myself included. And just for the record, none of the violence was committed at or nor closely associated with the label. We might just as easily say this church was a common denominator. Anyway, since his brother was killed, Pastor Brown has taken a serious interest in the well-being of everybody connected with Stratton Records. I think he does it in honor of Dwayne Carson. It was Pastor Brown who took the reins on all that shit 2 years back. He saved those guys' lives, man. I thought that was Derek, who was working for Pastor at One Love Church, and now, from what you told me, doing a hell of a job for you. I'm nervous about confronting them, Scratch, I said, abruptly switching gears. Thank you for coming back with me. I love you, Carson, he said, covering my hand with his own. I hope you understand that doesn't mean I'm going to be in the room with you and your parents. I'll handle them. I just need you handy to catch me. Well, look who's late for a change, said Scratch, gazing into his rearview mirror as Pastor Brown pulled onto the lot. We've got the whole church praying for you, Carson, said Pastor Brown. I'm very happy you guys are sticking together and working it out. I'm also happy you're going up together. Actually, he's already assured me he won't be a part of the actual confrontation, I said, taking Scratch's hand. He's right, of course. I'm so anxious, Pastor. A few months ago, I've started popping the volume by now. Well, let's stop and acknowledge God right there, brother, said Pastor Brown. How long without any head drugs, Carson? I stopped taking the meds soon after I got to LA, I said. It took a couple of months. You're right, that is a miracle. I don't even think of them anymore. Well, not until now, anyway. It's going to be fine, babe, said Scratch. And you won't be doing this alone. Ain't that right, Pastor? God is with you, Carson, said the pastor. I have it on high authority. Please don't take this the wrong way, Pastor Brown, I said. But I've always wanted to ask somebody, what does that mean exactly? Like the songwriter said, I've got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. Sometimes it's just that simple, brother, a feeling. So you guys, preachers, I mean, don't actually hear the voice of God, I said. No offense, but that's kind of the way it comes across sometimes. Like you guys are saying you hear him in a way the rest of us don't. None taken. I understand what you're saying completely. And then comes the shameless begging and passing the baskets. Folk act like they got to keep you believing they're a conduit to God Almighty to keep them baskets filling up. Yep, plenty foolishness in the church. You won't catch me denying that. But don't underestimate the power and authority of a feeling, brother. I caught a feeling in a prison cell at San Quentin over 40 years ago. I tell you, I walked out of that place a free man, brother. Glory to God. Even when I tried to fall even when I tried to fall in the early days of my new life, I couldn't. Something was keeping me, holding me up. I pray to that something, Carson. I've been talking to God a lot, Pastor, I said, and I've been writing like never before. Somehow they seem connected. A long laugh burst from his mouth. That's funny? I asked. No, actually, that's so wonderful it makes me want to cry, said Pastor Brown. It's kind of a long story. Someday I'll have to tell you about my little brother Carson. In fact, here, he said, handing me one of the books. In fact, here, he said, handing me one of the books stacked on his desk. Dwayne, said Scratch. Yeah, I see what you're thinking, Pastor. Dwayne Brown wrote directly to God since he was a little boy. Actually, and he got answers, said the pastor. My brother was a very spiritual man, Carson. Long before I had any interest, that's for sure. You keep writing, brother. I just caught another feeling. Writing may be very well where you will find your deliverance. It's just fiction, Pastor, I said. Really? Said Scratch. You're not talking about what you showed me the other day, right? We'd better get to the airport, I said, standing. Thank you for seeing us, Pastor. I'll try to get him back before Sunday morning. We'll manage, he said, standing as well. You guys just do what you have to do. Stay prayed up. Remember to speak from your heart, Carson, and not in your anger. And scene. So that was chapter 13 of Muse, honey. We're going to be on chapter 14. And that's the last chapter. If y'all didn't catch what happened to him at the beginning, just read Molly back at the end of this video. But hold on. Be right back. All right, people. Let's do this. It's Monday again, y'all. We back down here to the Almond Delights Reading Corner. This week, we'll be reading Muse, a love and gospel music novel by yours truly, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Why don't you guys go over to Amazon.com, download your books today. Don't forget to leave a review, y'all. And while you're over here at YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Y'all go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, AlmondBrown09, over on Instagram. Email me. We over here reading, y'all. Are you ready? Shh. Sure. We back. We're back. We're going to be on chapter 14 of Muse. This is the last chapter of the book. Oh my goodness. So let's see what the parents have to say. And excuse me if I have to mute and go off screen. My children are here, and yeah, they're having a hard time right now. Hold on. Chapter 14, Showdown. You lied to me, I said loudly. Both of you. How could you keep this from me? Why? Knowing all the trouble I've been having, how in the hell could you? Are you going to let us say anything? Said my father, walking over to a little bar cart, pouring at least 5 fingers of scotch. You've been spitting questions at us for 20 minutes. Do you want answers or not, boy? Fine, I said. Just don't lie to me anymore. I can't deal with any more lies. I hope you understand. I'm fighting for my life here. I need real answers. No more bullshit. Disclaimer, it's cussing here, okay? Cussing, cussing. You're too hard on him, Carson, said my mother. You've always been so close to us, to your father especially. You don't understand. Why don't we start with my childhood, Dad? I don't remember any of it. Change that. I don't remember anything before my 8th birthday. Is that when you gave me a penis? Was it a fucking present? Oh, shut up, boy, he said, and lower your voice in my damn house. Sit there and shut up for a while, would you? We were in counseling for over 2 years, she said. I don't want you to think we came to any decision lightly. We love you, Carson. We love you so much, son. If only you'd let us in. It wasn't the first time, said my father after a huge gulp of his very best scotch. This thing has been with the Elliots for generations. You said no more lies, okay? First up, you've always heard that I was an only child. That was a big one. I had 2 younger brothers, twins. The first one, Zachary, shot himself in the head at 14. It seems this piece of it seems this piece of shit gym teacher had finally forced him to undress for the class. He came home, found my father's 38, and blew his brains out. Huh? Tony. Tony was a lot tougher, he said. He made it all the way to 22. Oh my God, Dad! Your uncles were intersex, Carson, said my mother. Wait, there's more, he said. My father's brother? My only uncle? No! Burst out of me. He lived, he said, but as a woman. Not a very attractive woman. I hear it was heroin for most of his life, but he eventually died of alcoholism. He was homeless the last 10 years of his life. We did it for you, Carson, said my mother. Sure, we made mistakes, bad decisions. Perhaps the worst one being to tamper with your body at all. But you have to know, son, even considering all the deceit, we only wanted to protect you. I am a man, I said through watering eyes. Yes, you are, said my dad. The first surgery was a mistake. The surgeons had us convinced it was best. It was me. Blame me, Carson. Your mother wanted to wait. By your 6th year, it became obvious to us both, she said, that no matter your biology, you were a boy. We couldn't sentence you to life. We couldn't sentence you to live out your life trying to fit a mistake, he said. It was a very hard decision, but one we felt had to be made. That was the second, third, and fourth surgery. This time, the doctors got it right. I blocked it all, I said. We were living there in the triangle at that time, she said. After everything was done, we thought it best not to only change your name, but your school and environment as well. North Beach, I said. I remember something about a big party. Housewarming for the adults, she said. Birthday party for you with a whole new group of kids. They were mostly the children of our guests, he said, all partners or associates of the firm where I worked at the time. You were introduced and have been our son, Carson Elliott, from that point forward. My God, my 8th birthday? I said, standing and walking over to gaze out the window. Up until now, it's been my oldest memory. I buried Bianca that day. Both the psychologist and counselor we were working with thought it best to live our lives forward, said my mother. We didn't keep your pictures, clothes, toys, or even a stick of furniture from the old apartment. My God, you took Aunt Gert from me? Gert couldn't or wouldn't accept the change. To her, you'd always be her little BB. We did what we thought was best at the time, son, said my father. We let your aunt keep the apartment for as long as she wanted to live there. But, well, you were an adult before you saw her again, Carson. The fire? I said. What was that all about? Something tells me you know, even though it was her. You're talking in third person again, Carson, said my mother. Maybe you're assuming we know a lot more than we do. We haven't wanted to push. What's been happening here lately, son? Please tell us. You know about Epstein? I said. What else do you know? We haven't wanted to push, she repeated. Oh, Carson, please. He was helping me, I said. He got a little too close. Look, you know I had nothing to do with that man's death. I was completely vindicated on that. But there was a reason that woman thought she could pin it on me. That fucking tape, said my dad, laying his face into his hands. I heard. Then you know, I said. He knows what, damn it, she yelled, whipping her head to his face. I've had enough of this. What the hell's been happening? Epstein confronted Bibi, I said. Tell her, Dad. What? She said. What the? You really don't know, do you, Mom? Tell her what you heard on the tape, Dad. I couldn't get access to something like that, Carson. All I heard was what your attorney told me secondhand. You need to be seeing someone, son. This is not the way to do it. We need you to get the right. No more fucking doctors, I yelled. Tell your wife what you've created. My God, man, are you always a lawyer? Tell her. Fine, let me. Your little Bianca, or maybe you call her BB as well, is not dead, mother. Huh? What? She stammered. What are you? Let the boy talk, snapped my dad. Dissociative identity disorder, I said, otherwise known as a multiple personality. In other words, I'm outrageously fucked up, mother. Oh my God, my baby. Your baby, what is the question? I said. Damn, what were you guys thinking? We were thinking we didn't want you to hurt yourself, said my dad, or hating yourself, or being abused. You were afraid I'd kill myself, I said. You were afraid I'd end up like your brothers or my uncle, he said, tears running freely down his face. I was 35 years old, and that was the first and only time I'd ever seen my father cry. It's so beautiful here, said Scratch. I always loved this city. So different from LA. They've got palm trees in common, I said. We just left the F train on Market Street heading for Fisherman's Wharf for seafood. Well, there's that, he said. What a great place to grow up, Carson. Don't you miss it? Sure. I miss the city a little, but hey, it's just a few blocks away, right? Besides, LA has you. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know I've pretty much given up on ever finding love. You're the only man I've ever loved, Carson. I want you to know that. But not the only person, I said. You must have loved the girl's mom. Tell me about her, Scratch. Jenny? Oh, hell no. That is one crazy. I mean, you can say the word crazy around me, man. Nah, well, let's just say Miss Jennifer Wilcox has a very dynamic personality. We were never really together. I mean, we lived in the same place for a while, but she got pregnant, I said, twice. Now, how does that happen? Look, Carson, I've always known I was gay, all right? Granted, it's taken me a while. Well, if you hadn't come along, my friend. So, I brought you out of the closet. I wasn't in the closet. Well, not totally anyway. I've just had a very busy life, man. You've been too busy to be gay? I chuckled. Now that's a new one. Jenny and I were at UCLA together, he said. I was 19 and already working with Stratton in One Love my freshman year. She's been married and had a pretty decent career in advertising before her husband took off with a 20-year-old stewardess. She'd come back to school to finish up her degree. In other words, she's older than you? Bingo. She was almost 30 when we met. Her ex hadn't wanted kids. I'll give her one thing. She was honest with me. I mean, she could have easily tricked me out of my sperm, right? I still remember her pitch. Honey, my bio clock is running out and I don't have time to find a husband. Damn, not shy, huh? As it turns out, I wanted kids too. My 19-year-old mind was working overtime trying to convince me I'd never have any because I was homosexual. I'm starting to see the busyness. My career took off while I was at UCLA full time, he said. In fact, I'd already with the group I put together in high school. Then along came the first little princess. We both agreed we should live together to share the responsibilities. Well, one thing led to another, and a year later, Jennifer was pregnant again. An accident? No. Like she said, her baby making clock was running out. We'd both been only kids. We didn't want to do that to our baby. Sounds rational to me, I said. So what makes this lady crazy? Now that's a long story, and it's too beautiful a day. Let's talk about us. Okay. I'm glad we came here, man. Thanks for bringing me along. It's great to see where you were born, where you lived your young life. They want to meet you, I said. My mom especially. What? You heard me. Besides, I want you to meet them, babe. Who knows? The next time we'll make it up here. You don't think the timing is a little off? Look, the gay hasn't been an issue with us for years, if that's what you're thinking. After the big talk, I told them about you. I told them I was in love, Scratch. That must have sat real nice with the Republican. Actually, he'd already figured it out. Called you the visiting room guy. Look, it'll be fine, Scratch. They're not bad people. I don't agree with what they did, but I understand it a lot better now. They figured, or at least hoped, I'd have a better chance at a normal life if I ever knew the truth. The real curse on the alias wasn't that some of the men were born intersex. What terrified my parents was the family's propensity for suicide. My dad confessed that even though nowadays you can get a full family history with a few clicks on a mouse, he hadn't once dared, so fearful of what he'd find. I think I may have something significant to add to the conversation, Carson. Oh man, I wish you would at least consider doing this with a professional. Just say what you want, babe, I said. I know you love me and only want to help me. Well, it's just something about that night at the motel. You'd had a few drinks, but my head was clear. I'd only drunk Catastoga that night. I had a plane to the plane to Colorado to catch first thing the next morning. Okay. We were having a great time, man. Just hanging out, talking, making out a little. I remember getting in the shower together. Actually, you were in there first. I joined you. Everything was still great. We started making out in there again. I remember the very instant everything went strange, Carson. I turned the water off. As the steam dissipated, I started drying you off. I noticed I noticed something on your dick. Figuring it was a fiber or something from the towel, I bent over to look a little closer. You pushed away from me, and that's when everything. Son of a bitch. Huh? What? I was just trying to help. You saw the scarring? I said. It was becoming clear to me now. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Son of a fucking bitch. That's what set her off, man. That's what I'm thinking too. In Epstein's office, the last thing I remember before blacking out or whatever was refusing to be hypnotized. He was getting close. She doesn't want you to remember, Carson. She's protecting herself. Oh my God, the fire! My aunt was right. It wasn't my apartment she was trying to destroy. Bianca lived out her entire life in that apartment. She was trying to destroy evidence, Scratch. For whatever reason, unlocking my memory threatens her. No doubt that apartment would hold a lot of memories. Still does, I said. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Scratch? Yeah, let's get over there, man. Are you scared? Asked Scratch as we sat on the bed of my early childhood. My great aunt had been moved into a very nice nursing facility after the fire. Though there was a little damage caused by the blaze next door, my parents had made the decision. Gert had to be getting close to 90 years old. Live-in help and all my drama aside, it was time. It appeared most of the apartment had been touched since the time my family had lived there 27 years earlier. Everything down to the wallpaper, crackling linoleum floors, and princess telephones was old, yellow, dusty. The window coverings, which I'd never seen once open, were all but falling off their rods. Now, as we sat together in my bedroom, Bianca Elliott's room, the man wanted to know if I was scared. Of course, I said, reaching into my jacket pocket. Scratch, I don't want to argue about this. Take it. What? What the hell is that? It's just what it looks like. A fucking taser? You want me to? I want you to be safe, I said, holding the gadget out towards him. It won't kill me. I know it won't, he said, but I'm not using it. Let's just go back to LA, man. This is crazy, Carson. We're not qualified for something like you promised. I said I'd come here with you. You'd hardly ever looked around the place, man. Fuck it. We tried. Nothing happened. We're not leaving this apartment until. Fine, he said, snatching it from my hand. Doesn't mean I'm using it. Thank you. Now let's see if we can find some clean sheets. Thank you for doing this for me, Scratch. Of course, the old darling wouldn't have cable. Not likely, but there's Wi Fi in the building, I said. I'll be righty. Just be sure you don't close or move my laptop if I doze off or step away. The webcam is recording. Remember, babe, if anything happens, try to keep her engaged. Tell me again what we hope to accomplish. It's not about what we want, Scratch. Let's make this all about Bianca. Let's find out what she wants for a change. I'm kind of getting the feeling that's a big part of this. Come again? Think about it, man. Try to look at this thing from the other perspective. You just lost me, he said. I mean, I know you're hoping for some kind of theatrical confrontation, or coming together, or whatever the fuck. Oh, come on, brother. You can do this, came a slightly different voice. You guys are so close, man. Carson really, really needs you to focus up right now, brother. What? Carson, you okay? Yelled Scratch. Carson? He's fine, said my muse. It's starting. Don't panic. What the? Who are you? What's starting? Maybe he never told you about me. Now, before you whip out that taser, I'm Carson's muse. I would never hurt him or you. The dream dude, said Scratch. You mean you're real too? You're a separate personality? It's complicated, said the muse. This is a learning curve for all of us, man. I've never talked to another person. So, you do know about me. Of course I know about you. You're the one that started all this shit. I know about the concourse, you moving downstairs, Epstein's office. Fuck. You're the reason he started seeing the man. Trust me, little Miss Bianca Elliott had been around long before I showed up. It's funny, sometimes it feels like I'm aware of everything he says, thinks, or sees, but it's really just in fragments. My place is in his imagination. He's deeply in love with you, Scratch. Don't bail on him. I have a feeling things are about to change. I'm not going anywhere. So, what's the plan? You mean you don't know? Said Scratch. Right. So you only know what you know. We're going to try to force her out, talk to her, something. I don't know exactly. And how will you do that? Carson thinks, well, look, Muse, I hope we'll have some privacy. If you know what I mean. You're going to try to do it, aren't you? Damn. You think you'll be able to get it up? Talk about pressure. Not if I think you're hanging around, that's for sure. He's only got one body, man. Guess that means you'll be fucking all three of us. Have you ever communicated with her, Muse? Trust me, if she could kill me without killing him, my ass would have been grass a long time ago. So the answer is no. Sometimes I'm aware of what she does or thinks about doing, but no, no communication. Are we finished? You really should have that thing a lot handier, he said, nodding towards the gadget on the nightstand on the other side of the room. That's what the little cord around the handle is for. I'm not. Get the damn thing, man. Keep it on you. And so it went. One day morphed into two, then three, and then a week had passed. Nothing. Scratch and I spent most of our time in the nude. Me at the little writing desk, him on the bed or floor, working on new material for one or more of his many projects. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. Well, there was the thing between Scratch and my muse. That I liked. There was a time while Scratch was giving me the full examination that I felt certain I was losing consciousness. Turns out it was a false alarm. No, Bianca. We tried calling her out. Meditation, lots of wild sex, nothing. I even came across boxes of her clothes, little shoes and dolls stacked in the hall closet. Still, she remained a no show. As to the work, I was turning out pages so fast I could no longer tell what was fiction and what was memory. As to memory, it was back for the first time I remembered my life in that apartment. I remembered a lot. I even remember when the doctor started cutting on me. You've got a beautiful place, said Scratch upon entering my parents' downtown Oakland penthouse. Thank you, answered my mother. Wish I could say I did it all myself. So nice to finally meet you, Scratch. Is that your real name? He leaned over to whisper something in her ear. Why are you whispering, Helmet? I said with a chuckle. He had it legally changed, Mom. Scratch it is then, she said. Your father will be down in a minute, Carson. He's on a conference call with the office in London. Why don't you fix our guest and I a drink? I have a screwdriver, honey. As the three of us stepped into the spacious two-story great room, my father joined us for another interest. From another interest. So we meet again, he said, extending his hand to Scratch. Thank God it's under so much better circumstances. Carson, you're looking good, son. Sorry it's taking a few days to get over here. I said, walking over to the bar cart. I've been showing Scratch around San Francisco. First time in the city, young man? Asked my dad. No, my parents used to bring me, said Scratch. I was born and raised in LA, sir. First time with Carson, though. He gave me the real tour. I've got a new appreciation. We love the city as well, said my mother. Who knows? Maybe we'll move back someday. We've got a few properties on that side of the bay. He knows, I said. Actually, we've been staying at the Triangle property this week. What? In all that mess? Said my father. The place is boarded up, for Christ's sakes, Carson. We've been staying in Aunt Gert's place, Dad. I've still got all my keys. But why? Why would you want to? I remember, Mom, I said. It's okay. I mean, it's really, really all right. Dad, relax. My memory is coming back. No hypnosis, no shrinks, no nothing. It's just about me facing the truth. That's all that seems to be helping me. We're so sorry, baby, Mom replied with anguish in her voice. I know that, Mom. Look, I've been doing a little research, mostly on the web or YouTube. It's not uncommon for parents to withhold it from the child for as long as possible. In fact, even today, many doctors advise it. You did what you thought was best. I accept that. I'm really sorry about your brother's dad. Now, please, no more secrets. Is there anything else? Well, maybe, she said, leaving the room. So I hear you're a big record producer, Scratch, said my dad. Anything I might have heard of? Do you listen to gospel music, sir? Asked Scratch. Oh, he never misses the Grammys, I said. Scratch produced the City album, Dad. He works with Dallas and Sky on most of their projects. A Stratton man, said my dad. That's a great album, brother. We have it, of course. So you and those two are pretty close then? Yeah, we're all good friends, said Scratch. Just wish I could have been in on the Perfect Place project. Those singers are hot as is, though. My mom walked back into the room carrying two large photo albums. I'm sure you guessed what these are, she stated. Are you ready for this, son? I've seen some of her things, Mom. Sat on her little bed, I said, getting a little anxious. I've even finally acknowledged my scarring for what it is. Actually, I think I may eventually find it kind of funny that I had somehow convinced myself I had been mauled by a big dog. Toby, said my dad, my God, you remember that? Toby was a neighbor's bulldog, she said. Yes, it happened, but not down there. The dog attacked you as an infant, Carson. He grabbed your leg through your playpen. The bites were on your leg and foot. Instinctively, instinctively, I grabbed my pant leg, pulling it up and my sock down, exposing the faint scars to scratching my dad. I had convinced myself a dog had chewed on my penis. I've never had an erection. This was taken on the day we brought you home, baby, she said, opening the first album. As the plane lifted from the runway, I pulled my laptop from my carry-on. You've got to be kidding, said Scratch. Come on, Carson. Sorry, babe, I said. I've got a lot to get down. You mean there's more? Did you even get to sleep last night? I got a couple hours. The Muse man is going to be very pleased with me. I finished 3 chapters in 8 days, Scratch. Yep, he's going to be happy with me, all right. I think that's about the strangest thing I've ever experienced, talking to him, I mean. Of course, I know that was you. Still, well, it was just weird, man. Weirder than your little encounter with the disgruntled feline? Okay, so that was a lot weirder, he said. You think she's really gone, Carson? I may be the wrong one to ask. I didn't even know she existed. Okay, so go to sleep and ask Muse if Miss BB is still hanging around. I feel good, Scratch, I said. I don't think I've ever felt as good as I do right now. Thank you for doing this for me. And thank you for trusting me and letting me into your world, Carson, I said. I'm sure the Stratton folks are rightly pissed off. How many people are we holding up right now? I've got a little catching up to do, he said. I wouldn't have traded this for the world, man. So, are you going to stop calling the man the Republican now? Poor guy. Yeah, I've been kind of rough on both of them. So, now you've met the folks. What do you think? I think you guys have been through a lot, man. And I gotta say, Carson, I kind of get that side of it. With all that went on in your father's family, who wouldn't be afraid? You didn't turn out too bad. You're beautiful, masculine, talented, and smart. In spite of everything that's happened recently, there's nothing suicidal about you, brother. And now you have me. What more could a man ask for? I clicked on my email inbox. Well, damn, I said aloud, then turned the screen to face him. Fuck, dude. The last entry was from the New York offices of HBO. Subject marked urgent. Oh, it's a chapter 15? Chapter 15. It wasn't our fault. Finished one. Finished one were the words I typed at the end of the last page. This was the way I always ended my first drafts. Now, as I sat at my desk staring out into Hollywood Boulevard, I pondered my next move. I was now under contract with HBO to produce the entire six Perfect Place novels over the next 3 months, the last of which being less than half finished. With the musical still touring and the single We've Done Something Bad climbing 3 charts simultaneously, well, let's just say my cup runneth over. For the first time in the 11 years I've been writing, I was actually making a living. Who would have guessed that it'd come from work I'd begun as a homeless 20 something 11 years back? I gotta say, I'm feeling a little Noah, as if all those years I was building an ark, not knowing how or if it would ever sail. Now comes the flood. Of course, I have to finish the last novel in the series first, even though it'll be crushed into bite sized pieces and it could possibly never make it past the pilot episode. Frankly, I just want to get the thing done. I'm so excited about the new book. That's what my heart and head are now. That damn Muse, he had to know where this was all going along. Really? He said. So now I'm a fortune teller? Hello, handsome, I said. I was just thinking good thoughts about you. I really think she's gone, Carson. I'm not sensing anything. No, I've been sleeping over at Scratch's place most nights. If she's going to show up, I think she would have done it by now. When are his kids coming? The school will be over in a couple of weeks. He'll have them the whole summer. So, what's the plan? As far as his girls, sure, I'll meet them. I won't be staying over there though. That wouldn't be right. Hard to imagine you both squeezing in here, he said. I mean, it's great for writing and all, but we're looking for a place, Muse, I said. Scratch and I are going to live together. Buy a little place, I mean. I figured that. Well, I guess this will be our little spot then. My place is with the work, you know. Why, you've actually spoken to him. Talk about strangers in fiction. What was that like for you? Since I live only in subconscious, you mean? Yeah, go figure. Well, if BB can split and make an occasional appearance, I guess it would kind of follow. We're both a part of you after all. How's the new book coming along, Carson? Just finished the first draft. You must know that. Don't assume, brother. It's good work. I do know that. How much longer? That's the thing. I've got to put it down for a while, I said. I need to close out the Perfect Place series. This HBO thing could be huge, Muse. But even if it's not picked up, my contract is for all 6 books. You're going to be rich. No, I'm selling the story. If anybody gets rich off those books, it'll be them. They're taking all the risk, right? Sky and Dallas convinced me to have my agent insist on attaching my name to the title, and they actually went for it. It'll read something like Carson Elliott's Perfect Place to Hide. Okay, I get it. This series will make you famous. If the pilot is successful, yeah, probably a little. Either way, I have the money to invest in a new place with Scratch as soon as I turn over the last book. It'll all come together, man, he said. I have a fear, Carson. It's about our relationship. Should I tell you? No, don't, I said. Well, come on in, baby, said Miss Edna, answering the door. Ooh, you looking good, baby. Where's Scratch? Working. He needs his apologies. He sends his apologies, I said. He the one, ain't he, Carson? The one touch your heart, I mean. Yeah, he makes me happy, Edna. Where are the guys? Just called, running late. Edna had to stop at the grocery store, too. Don't fret, they be here soon enough. Give us a chance to catch up some. Come on back in my kitchen, baby. Look at this big old fish I was fixing up. Wow, now that's what I call a big fish. What is he, Edna? Albacore, just about ready for the oven. So, tell me about the old crazy wench, baby. Boys tell me she gone now. It's been quite a year, I'll tell you that. Crazy old fool threatening to folks half to death. Need to be shamed. I've been working on telling her side of the Elna wouldn't waste her time, baby, she said, slamming one of her pots into the sink. Some things just plain evil what they is. It's a little more complicated than that. Actually, it's a lot more. Let you tell it. Well, guess the main thing is the wench got sent right back to the same hell what she came. Watch your mouth, crusty old bitch. Be ashamed that nasty ass apron caught fire. When Edna Jackson spun around, she was holding the 10-pound albacore by its tail. Pow! Came the first slap across the face, followed by a quick combination to the top of the head. Get up, wench! Edna yelled. I ain't scared none of you. As Bianca rose from the floor, pow! Came another blow to the side of the head. What's the matter with you, wench? Ain't you got no fight in you? Get up, you scared old woman and the fish. Stop it, said Bianca, starting to get up and then falling back to the slippery kitchen floor. She was crying. What? What this here? Said Edna. You crying, gal? What you crying for? Supposed to be tough, gonna kill everybody, burn everything up. Just stop hitting me. You don't understand. I understand you're wrong. Now wrong is wrong. Ain't you supposed to be? Ain't you got no call be threatening that boy like that? You talk like we're two separate people, said Bianca, scooting up against the kitchen cabinets. Ain't you? You've heard about our birth? Elton know a little. You think it was right what they did to me? Said Bianca. I mean, to erase my life? Go on like I never existed? Is that right? Well, go on up. Get on up, said Edna, offering her a hand. I just want to hear what you got to say. Don't you start yelling, screaming at me though, else I got to use my big skillet on you. Bianca declined her hand up. We're not two separate people, or at least we weren't. I've never blamed Carson. I've just been afraid of dying, old lady. You must know what that feels like. Reckon you best call me Edna. Kill the old lady stuff. Well, what you expect from folk, gal? This here a lot to take in. You expect Carson live like two folk? That it? I'm getting weaker. So weak, said Bianca. I've been trying to come out for weeks. I'm dying, Edna. Lord, this a lot try to understand. Well, I'm sorry for hitting you with the big fish gal. Reckon Edna got a little meanness deep down. Why you always trying to scare folk? It's a lot to work up enough power to break through. Only way to get out is to come out screaming. Guess you shouldn't have been calling me names. Edna ain't call you wanch, crazy fool, plain evil. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we both take a little blame. Do seem kind of weak, y'all. Fish knock you clean off your feet. Tell old Etna what to do, hope you. tell, tell old Etna what to do to hope you. Tell Carson I love him. You tell him I'm at peace and he shouldn't worry about me. You mean you got no way to commune with him? I love him, Edna, said Bianca. Please tell him that. I won't be causing him any more grief. Tell him I'm sorry, Edna. It wasn't our fault. Damn, said Dallas upon stepping into the kitchen. What happened to your face, Carson? I didn't answer. Edna, what's going on? He said. What's wrong with him? What happened? Oh, baby, said Edna. Must have slipped on a piece of my fish. Looked like he a little dazed. Maybe he hit his head, said Dallas, dialing 3 digits into his cell. No, don't do that, I said softly. Just give me a minute. Oh, God, Carson, yelled Sky, coming in with groceries. Wash the floor, baby, said Edna, pulling a roll of paper towel from his holder. Okay, everybody just stop moving for a minute, I said, getting to my feet. You're making me dizzy. Real sorry about the mess, guys. Miss Edna, can I have a word? Sure enough, baby, she said. Just let me clean this up. No, I said, taking her by the arm and leading her towards the den. We'll be right back, you guys. As the door closed behind us, you slapped me with that fish, Edna? Yeah, 3, 4 times, she said. I'm sorry, baby. Weren't you I swinging on? Okay, so tell me exactly what happened in there, Edna. It's a lot, baby. First off, gotta say, Edna wrong about that gal. Other person, she ain't bad at all. She ain't even tough like she pop off at the mile. You talk with Bianca? But why the fish, Edna? She tried to hurt you? Didn't give her no chance, she said. You forgive that gal, Carson. Forgive that part of yourself. What? I don't blame Bianca. It wasn't her fault. That's what she say, gal. Said it wasn't neither one of y'all fault. I supposed to tell you that. And I supposed to tell you she at peace. No need to worry about none of her. She ain't gonna bother you no more. Well, I don't think she can, Carson. I think that guy just died out there on that kitchen floor. That's why she came out, I said. This was goodbye. She tell Edna she barely able to get out, so she weak. Main thing I supposed to tell you, baby. God say she love you, Carson. So, what do you think, Muse? I said. Well, she's gone all right, he said. It's like your aura is 100 pounds and 100 tenths lighter. You know that's kind of the way I feel. It's a little sad in a way, don't you think? Nope. Looks like it's something that had to happen, man. For what it's worth, I wouldn't say she died. My guess is much more like Bianca got absorbed. The more you confronted the truth, the stronger you got. Subsequently, she got weaker, but I think she needed a separate body to actually die. Maybe you should think of it as kind of a merger. Big company absorbs a little company. They become one. Very good, Muse, I said. I can live with that. You're really smart. Well, you're very smart. And I'm really happy you showed up. Promise you'll never leave? There is silence. Muse? A long silence. And then, Carson, My work is done. What? On March 15th, 2013, at 10:37 p.m., a prayer was heard. He said, maybe you don't remember. There were so many from you around that time. This one touched the heart of God. You're telling me you're leaving me? Has to happen. Let me see if I can paraphrase. Oh God, help me. I wrote one sentence this morning. I don't think I can keep it. Yesterday was no better than the day before. Nor, God, I'm more than simply blocked. I can't write. 2 days ago, I got yet another royalty check for less than $20. 10 years, 5 books, and still I can't cover the cost of ink and paper? I'm embarrassed to cash the checks, Lord. Paranoid the tellers laugh as I leave the bank. I'm increasingly embarrassed to call myself a writer. How can I go on doing this, Lord? Obviously, no one wants to read what I write. Help me, oh God. I beg you. Without the words, I have no identity, no purpose, no place of refuge. As to love, I won't bore you with that anymore. It's become a stale joke. Who could ever love me? Please consider me, my God. Please. Amen. Wow, I said. He loves you, Carson, said the muse. Go forth and do great things. Never forget what the Lord has done. Muse? Muse! Hey, come on, Spider! Wake up, babe, said Scratch, shaking me gently. That must have been some dream. You knocked me off the bed. Not so hard to do on this thing, I said. Boy, I hope we find a place soon. First thing we're getting together is a big old grand California king. Actually, that's something we need to talk about. About the new place and all that, I mean. You mean what? Oh, God. Don't tell me we're looking for a place, right? I mean, I think that's what we've been doing. I don't think I can do it, Carson. What? Come on, man. Live in sin? I'm a father. What kind of example? He said, reaching under my pillow. I can't do it. You can't do what? What the fuck are you? Scratch then slid off the bed and onto one knee. I want it to be forever, Carson, he said. Please, I beg you, please marry me. The diamonds and gems were the colors of the rainbow, as were the glistening tears in my man's eyes. The end. Ooh, so that is the end, honey. That is Muse, a love and gospel music novel, honey, by Mr. Timothy Blaine. Baby, let me drop the link in case anybody wants to come up. If you guys want to join me, and let's talk about the book. We can talk about what we just read, chapters 13 through 15, and then we can discuss the book as a whole. Yeah, we're looking, we're looking, but I'm moving. That's messed up. Look at Wings. You was already ready to write the man off. But yes, what do you guys think about the book? The Muse, Carson, Bianca, Scratch, the parents, everything. Like, what do you guys think about the book as a whole? So we know Carson, he had to develop these different personalities to help him cope and get through life as being he was born hermaphrodite. For those of you that don't know what hermaphrodite or being intersex is being born with both body parts. So he had a penis as well as a vagina. So the family, his dad's family, of boys were born with the same thing. And so his dad and mom, they changed his identity because they didn't want him to kill himself. His uncle was born intersex, but he wasn't no cute woman. he wasn't cute as a woman, so he went ahead and he killed himself. And then the other brother, the first brother, killed himself at the age of 14, and the uncle and da 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 da. I was not expecting this. I really was not. When I tell you this book, if y'all know what Uncle Tim is, tell him I said, come on. We gotta discuss this. Now we may have to come back and discuss it if you don't come, because I ain't gonna sit here too much longer. But shout out to y'all listening. Shout out to everybody that has listened from the beginning. So now, honey, this book, was it a whirlwind for you? For those of you that have been listening from the beginning, like, what do you guys think? You can tell me now, or after the video. If you're watching this on the replay, or if you're listening over there on Anchor, shout out to the podcast listeners. What do you guys think? Like, I was shocked when Derek, which was a private investigator, came back and told him, your birth certificate is fake. But then he was like, well, wait a minute, the DNA test came back real. So you are your parents' child. But guess what? You was born a girl and a boy. But they chose, like, I don't understand, like, how can they make, well, I ain't gonna say how can they make a decision, but at the same time, how can you make the decision for your child as to which sex that they're going to be growing up? So they didn't want him to be a female. I guess he had more masculine genes, more dominant genes as a man, and so they didn't want to cut off his penis. But then he said he never had an erection. But then he said him and Scratch was having like hot wild sex all the time. So I guess that would say that he was a bottom. I mean, if he never got it up, how did he use it? I'm just asking. These are very valid questions. So if anybody knows an answer, if you know somebody that was in this predicament, let me know. Okay, I want to know how or why? Because and not being funny, I'm not being funny when I say this, but no, I ain't gonna say that. I was about to say something ready next. I'm about to say something ready next. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it where it's at. Just catch that thought and snatch it back, honey. I ain't even gonna say that what I was about to say, cause okay, there you go, Uncle Tim. Because I thought I was about to go off now. Uncle Tim.
I had to come in
Hello.
here and get everything set up in here. I
Oh,
watched it in the other room. So
oh,
did you
okay. I
like it?
thought, I thought I was gonna miss you.
You like the story?
I did. I was not expecting this.
Right, right.
What
Yeah,
made
I
you
was
choose this part, like, to go in that area?
right. Well, I mean, the girl. She was born a girl. She lived as a girl. That's when her mama had the pictures. Finally, she bought some books had to show her this is who you were. She was a girl just like you're a girl, right? But she had that issue, and then they had to make a decision at some point because she acted like a boy. And
Mm.
first they made her a girl. From what I understand, those surgeries, the research that I did, usually they'll make the person who was born that way. It's easier to make her a girl, right?
Oh,
So they tried that, and then they realized a couple of years later that she is not a girl, no matter how we fixed her body. So then they had to do different surgeries to make her a boy then. And at 8 years old, she was a boy, and she lost all memory of it. It was so traumatic.
wow. Yeah. So like, that's what I was saying. I guess she presented herself more so. Well, Carson presented himself more so as a male instead of female. So they didn't want him to have to go through what the uncle went through or the brother went through,
Right. It was in their
looking like an
genes.
ugly woman.
Right. The twins, they one of them killed himself early. They were all born hermaphrodites. It was in the
Mhm.
genes, and most of them ended up in suicide. The uncle, he became a drug addict, an alcoholic, but he was like dysfunctional. He wasn't ever pretty. He was just a
Mhm.
walking around like a mess his whole life, and he finally killed himself. So that's what their family was so afraid of. That's why they let him live his life as a man, and they never
Right.
told him anything about the past.
I thought it was going, like, because last week when they said that the birth certificate was fake, I was like, wait a minute, did they adopt him? That's what I was thinking. I did this part
Right,
here never came to my mind. Like, I never thought that it was gonna like be like this.
right. They wanted their birth certificate to show that he was a man. That's
Right.
it. none of this other stuff. I mean, there were many surgeries that he had to go through.
So I guess on the birth certificate, then would they have listed him as a girl?
The
they had to
original,
change
the
the birth
real, the
certificate.
real birth certificate, yeah, the real one would have listed him as a girl, or
So
possibly a hermaphrodite.
right, so that's what I was going to ask: is that an option for them to list that on the birth certificate, or do they have to choose?
Uh, I don't know, the people, they decided to make fake documents and just have him as a boy after the second surgery, make him a boy. They wanted to erase that person altogether. The apartment where the aunt lives, where they lived at, so they wanted him out of that apartment, kind of thing. He didn't realize that he had actually been born and raised in that apartment, so there were too many memories there. So Bianca tried to destroy everything, right?
Right.
And so eventually Bianca started, after he started having all these realizations, she could sense that she was getting weak. She couldn't hardly come out. She wanted to come out badly, but before she could just force herself out. And then when she came out the last time, Edna hit her with that fish. She couldn't even fight her back. She would start crying. Stop it! Don't hit me! Stop hitting me! Stop.
I thought at first I thought she hit Edna. I was like, oh no, she about to kill the old lady. But Edna
No,
was like, pow. She said, get out.
get up, gal! Get up, Wayne!
She said, get up. I was like, no, she killing the lady. Oh my God. I'm like, why would she come out now when nobody else is home but Edna and Carson? So
Right,
I was glad that it was the other way around.
right.
She beat
Then
off
Carson,
that
he had to
fish.
go away. Carson, he had finished his mission for him to come, to this realization, write this book, his life story, put it on paper, and now he had to go. So now
Mhm.
it was just Carson. So I thought the ending was cute when
It was. It
Brad
really was.
proposed to him.
It really, and I think it didn't leave any like, oh, I wonder what happened next type of thing. Like
Right,
you put a seal on the story as to what happened with Bianca and then what happened with the Muse or whatnot. And I know
right,
for him, he was so used to talking to the Muse in his head, so it probably was traumatic for him to not hear him anymore. It's like there's no
right.
more voices, so now you get to be normal, you know?
Whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Did you
was the
know anybody in I guess what prompted you to add that in? Do you know anybody that lived that type of story, being a hermaphrodite?
no. I did a little research on YouTube, just talking to people, and there was a person. I was in a group at that point, and they were saying how they were born with certain kind of chromosomes. I mean, this doesn't happen a lot, but there are hermaphrodites. People were
Right.
born that way. Usually end up being girls and kind of thing. So it kind of inspired the story. But the story built on itself. When I originally put their original meeting, my favorite part of the book is the beginning when Carson when this Muse was under the ground and all that. I
Hmm.
mean, I had no idea that all this other stuff was going to come out of that story, right? For at first, it just seemed like he was just meeting a Muse, a guy he wanted to help,
Right.
right? So slowly developed.
That was good that it was he thought it was a real person.
Right,
That he was helping, but so in all actuality, he was pretty much helping himself.
right, right,
It all unfolds and unfolds, and he eventually it was him helping himself at the end of the day.
right. So he was dreaming all the time. So
Right.
I have dreams like that though. When I'm in my dreams, they seem so real to me sometimes,
Hmm.
right? I'm actually communicating with people, and I can only remember them for a few minutes, But anything you could have a relationship there in that dream, right? If your dreams are that vivid and that real, and this is basically what he was going through. This is how he was able to communicate with this person, walk around, move into apartments and all this. You do all this
Hmm.
stuff because you can do anything in a dream. You could fly like Peter Pan in a dream,
Right.
right? So it all makes sense. But he did this distinctly want to bring him through this process, right? Because did you catch the part at the end where Carson had prayed? He had
Yes.
had to pray that prayer that had gotten through, and his
Hmm.
life was a shambles. He wasn't able to write. He was blocked, and he was asking God, "Please help me," kind of thing. He felt like no one would ever love him, and all this kind of thing. And all these things came into fruition because of that prayer
Yes.
that he got through.
Prayer changes things, honey.
show changed him.
Yes, it sure did. But when you dream, like now, when you do have those dreams, if you can remember some of the stuff, do you get up and write it down?
No, I heard that's what you're supposed to do, but I don't want to remember most of mine. Most of my dreams involve the drug world and the drug life, and I'm always running from somebody or running from the police, or just before they catch you, you wake up, kind of thing. It
Yeah.
seems like a lot of them are drug dreams, which I used to be fearful. Okay, oh, I really want to use. I want to use, but I said, no, no, no. God has shown me that it don't mean anything. It's just in your dreams. You've got all these memories locked up in there, and they mix in with your current life. So
Right.
it seemed very, very real when I first wake up. And because I take trazodone, anytime you take something to go to sleep, you're in a deeper sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes me dream so much now. Right.
So, well, why wouldn't you write it down and then probably I'm sure it's a whole book. Your dreams could be a
Yeah.
whole book.
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Part
I,
35.
I ain't trying to go back to this stuff, John. No.
But but like you said, you already know that you've been delivered from it. But so they are locked up in there. Why not, like the muse say, write it down?
Right,
Turn it,
right.
turn it
But
into
it
a
would be
book.
totally fiction, because you know how dreams are. It might be somebody that you know right now, somebody from your
Mhm.
family 50 years ago, and they in the same room, kind of thing. Right. So dreams are very complicated, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Most of my
Yeah.
dreams were too.
You dream yourself? I mean,
I have and a lot. I guess when I was younger, a lot of my dreams it was always the same dream. And don't laugh, but child, it was Freddy Krueger
oh my God.
always falling off the same building and then wake
Uh-huh.
up. Soon as you jump
Right.
off the building, you wake up because you running. I'm
Right.
running
Right.
from him.
That's
I'm
right.
Yeah, I'm running from him, and as soon as I jump off a building, I wake up. And
right.
I have not had that dream. It's been some years, but it's
Uh-huh.
like almost every night. And you know how your parents always say the devil ride your back. It's like you feel yourself up, but you can't move.
Uh-huh.
Like those when you're having those nightmares, it's like debilitating nightmares. I used to have
Right.
those, but I
Right.
never. That was before I learned get up and write your dreams down type of thing. But
Uh-huh.
so I stopped having like those nightmare dreams like that, and I started having other other dreams where I get up, write it down, and if I most of the time when I do speak my dreams to the person that I'm dreaming of, it's a confirmation of something that somebody else already done told them on the other
Right.
side of the world.
Right.
So I
Right.
have those. I am a dreamer, so I do have those type of dreams. So I try to get up and write it down. I talk to my mother, my spiritual mother, and I talked to her about it. And she's like, "You need to write it down." And I actually spoke something into her life. I didn't know what it was, but I spoke something into her life. And so a lady from New York actually spoke the same thing to her that I dreamed. I
Mm-hmm.
dreamt the same thing that somebody else had told her. So
Oh, yeah.
I do
Well, the
have
Bible
those
talks
dreams.
about
I try
the
not to. I don't really tell
Bible
people that, but I just did. So
No, the Bible talks about people having dreams, honey, night visions and dreams.
because people think that you when you say
Part
that
of
they
my
think that
prayers,
you're weird.
but I'm around. Part of my prayers in the morning. Thank you, God, that I am not on drugs,
Yes.
not in the streets. Nobody's chasing me. I don't commit no crime. Right. I'm just grateful that it is not true. Right. None of it happened. It's not real. First thing in the morning. And I
Yeah.
do thank God for that every morning. And he said, yes, I had some doozies in there. I mean, out there.
That's a blessing because it can have you, especially coming from the lifestyle that you were in. You still get those that the enemy still gonna try to come in and tell you go back and taste it a little bit more. Do it. You can do it one time, you won't go back, type of thing. Stuff
Right.
like
No.
that. But you strong enough. You are strong enough to not fall into that. But it's some
Right.
people that haven't gotten to that place. Yet. I'll say yet, but you are a living, breathing testimony to people that have gone through the things that you went through and you came out of it can happen.
Right. Right. I think if I didn't take the trazodone, though, or what's some sleeping aid, I wouldn't dream. I wouldn't dream like that because I used to didn't. But it ain't
But do
real.
you need so,
And then me being a creative person, of course, I
mhm,
can be very creative in my dreams as well. I
mhm.
put all kind of plots and things in my dreams.
So you have to take that to go to sleep, otherwise you wouldn't sleep.
Oh yeah, I gotta have something to sleep. watching TV all night. I mean, it's fine. Trazodone puts me to sleep. Before that, it was melatonin. Before that, I took Benadryl. I always took something to sleep.
Yeah, I remember when I first started watching you, it was Benadryl. You would talk about the Benadryl, and then I don't know if somebody told you about melatonin, but you went to the melatonin. You was like, "Nah, that ain't enough no more." You said it
Right,
ain't working no more. You need something else. I remember the progression to what you
right,
taking
right,
now.
right.
You got
I
used
was
to
on
it.
Ambien for a while as a prescription. Ambien.
Mhm.
I think Ambien was so good that I wanted to sleep all the time, though. That's why I stopped taking it. I said, no, I don't want to sleep all. I want to just, regular, normal sleep. So Trazodone seems to do it, you know.
Okay, so I give you the normal 8 hours of sleep, or a little bit
Yeah,
less.
yeah. I got to get up 6 o'clock for him. Sometimes I get up a little earlier, But yes, it's good. I'm good. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but
that's
you still, I
good.
was saying though, to explain the muse, the experience this boy was going through, if you looked at it as if it was all happening in his dreams,
Hmm.
that could easily happen.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And then she want to break up out of the dreams. Oh, that's whatever.
She tried to come out.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm
wait.
glad she just went to sleep and she said, "I love you, baby." Right? I can't hardly stand up, and then don't hit me with that fish. No, don't hit me no more, girl. Yeah, gal. You
Hey,
got all
Miss
that talk.
Evans,
You got all that.
yeah, Miss Evans said, don't come out here yelling at me. Don't you yell at me. You can talk to me, but don't yell at me.
I got to give you my frying pan. Mhm.
Yes. Miss Newbie says she hates Trazodone. They make her heavy and drowsy all day the next
All they do,
day.
yeah, it does for some people. Yeah.
So how long does it take you, I guess, for you to get energized after you wake up then, since it's a little
No,
heavy?
I get right up, but it takes 3 hours to kick in. That's the frustration. I take it at 7:30, don't fall asleep to 10:30. So
Oh
it's slow.
wow.
It ain't like no knockout drug. And I was
Also, it's a
thinking,
slow progression.
I
Slow
was drinking,
release.
yeah, I was drinking chamomile tea would knock me the rest of the way out. But now the doctors say that's why I pee so much at night. It's the tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's chamomile tea. It's also a diuretic. So we got to knock that out. But we're fine.
Well,
So
yeah, we
now,
see you on here. We see you on here carrying on, child.
yes, yes.
We
But
But how are
it's
you doing
great.
with the next book though?
I'm doing good on the next one. I'm in chapter 7.
Oh,
You're in that book. You're in that book.
I know
You're in
I
that.
read it. I got your email. I was like, okay, Almond Brown.
That's the introduction. But yeah, that character stays all the way through the rest of it too.
So I'm in the whole book.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
starting at there, yes, that starts pretty early. So yeah, all the way through the book, you're like his
y'all,
best
I'm
friend.
in the book, y'all. Y'all better make sure y'all get this next book. Don't play.
Right.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a trilogy. So it's the second book in the trilogy.
I'm
So
excited. So how much longer do you think you have? You don't know how long you want the book to be?
well, it's got to be at least as long as the last one was. It's going to be since they're a series, they'll be about the same size. I mean, I'll
Mm-hmm.
increase it a little bit, and then I want the covers to be similar as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first one with glasses, so it looks like a series kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
basically,
I,
when you're writing a series, though, it's almost like you're writing one book,
mm-hmm.
right?
It's
But
just broken up. It's just
yeah,
a
yeah,
continuation.
in this kind of series, yeah. But as you can see in Loving Gospel Music series, they were also different. The first
Yeah.
one was coming of age story. The second one they had guides from heaven. Then this one here is psychological drama. And the next one is a haunted. Stratton Records is haunted. So that's the last book in this series called The Label.
So it's all still is there are the label is still connected with Muse and the
Yeah, some of
Pilgrim.
the same people. Mhm.
Okay, so can we read that one next?
If you want to, you have
Yeah,
at it.
I'll probably take a week off and then we'll reconvene in about in 2 weeks or whatnot.
All
But
right. You read the whole
yeah,
damn series. That's
might as
everything.
well,
Yeah,
might
might
as
as well.
well, right?
The Label. Yeah, you'll enjoy that. It's about music and it's about a lot. There's a lot in there too.
So
I
is
love
it?
writing. I'm so happy to be writing again.
I'm so excited for you because I know you said you've been blocked for a while. So
Yeah, I was blocked for 3.5 years. As soon as I
that's a
started
long.
doing YouTube, I stopped writing. I got distracted. So
Well,
now
see,
I know that You don't
Well,
stop writing.
well, how are you balancing it now though? Because you still write, you're still writing, and then
Uh-huh.
you're still doing YouTube. Because in the beginning of your YouTube career, you couldn't write, but now you're able to balance the two. Like what did you do to be able to balance the two?
Well, YouTube is an hour, and music is, I mean, the writing is an hour. So it's
Hmm.
only I only got 22 more hours in the day because I don't work. When
So
you
you only
retire,
write for an hour. You only
huh?
write for an hour.
Yeah, usually about an hour and a half, something like that. One page is about the
One
average.
page. So, but what if you like it's just in you and it's just still flowing? Do you cut yourself off at the hour or you just keep
Oh
going?
no, I keep going. I keep going as long as I can go. At about an hour though is when I start mixing up words and jumbling things. I have to keep
Hmm.
correcting stuff. I say, okay, you're getting tired. I want it to be fresh, right? So I come
Right.
into it and it's fresh. I don't want to linger, you know. But you can tell, you know when you're through, thing is done. When you're a retired person, though, you're actually looking for things to do to occupy yourself. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? It's like a lot of people try to write, but they got a job, they got kids, they got a husband or some
That's why I haven't started yet.
do second jobs, they drive Uber, do whatever they got to do, and it's kind of hard to sit down and just get your mind clear and just start writing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not like that when you're a retired person, and they get mad because I say retired, but whatever. When you stop working, then you have all this
Retired. Okay.
space,
Call it
right?
what you call it what it is. You
Right.
retired, you're retired. Who cares about the words?
They get so excited, girl.
I can't wait till I get of age and able to collect Social Security. Okay.
Right,
That ain't
right.
nothing
You
to be
earned it.
ashamed about.
Right. And you owe shit. I mean, I guess I see people out I see people out there, 70 years old behind the counter. My mama didn't retire. She was working in a supermarket just because she wanted to work. She
Mhm.
went on till she was 75 years old. So that's what she wanted to do, you know.
Yeah, she didn't want to sit at home all day watering plants. Just
Yeah, it's been pretty rough for her since because she ain't got nothing to do. All she ever known was working, work, work, work. She like Jay Wilson and Property Bonafide. You got to work, work, work. But that's all she ever knew. So that's what she continued to do. That might, it's not what I want to do.
has your mom ever watched any of your YouTube videos?
Oh no, I'm sure she's not. My mom is very what they call funny style. Right, so you have to really know her, and I don't think she even read any of my books. I have one sister that reads my books, and the other one, she's so afraid because when Meth Monster came out, she was so afraid that I was going to be telling all the tea. Oh no, I can't watch it. I can't see, that kind of thing. So you never know who's watching. Then I made like nieces and stuff like that. Oh, I read all your books, kind of thing. So you don't know. But I don't think my mom has read any of my work or watched. She certainly had. She's not a computer literate. I mean, she's 80 years
Right.
old, so they're not really doing this.
So
I'm
has
sure.
have they read the Murder in the B Sector? Your sisters or your nieces?
I think but my sister definitely ordered it. I don't know if they read it or not. I never checked. But I learned a long time ago though, you can't expect people to read because you wrote something. Sometimes people order stuff they may not read it to a year later.
Hmm.
Kind of thing. You just put it out there. Just do it. You do it for yourself. I
So
just want
how
to
has it been?
create it.
Do you promote it on your? I know you said you had a Facebook page. So where were you promoting your books? Just here on YouTube?
Right. So when I wrote my original books, all I had was Facebook, right? I didn't know anything about YouTube and stuff. And so I did all my advertising. I would post every day and I would post on my personal page on there. And they never made any money or anything because I didn't have an audience, right?
Mhm.
So when I came to YouTube and I started writing, now I had this audience. I had 20,000 people who were at least aware of me,
Mhm.
right? So like Murder in the B Sector and well, Myth Monster, I sold like 7,000 books.
Mm.
And a lot of it, most of it, because I started a YouTube channel, right?
Oh wow.
And then the Murder in the B Sector, I sold a whole lot of books right away,
Hmm.
as far as the ebook and the paperback, because I had this audience.
Right.
So for me, I just use YouTube at this point.
Hmm.
I'm constantly getting bombarded. But we saw your book on Amazon. We want to promote. You all want to get paid, honey. So I don't see it like that, girl. I just do my work, put it out there, and it works out fine. Murder in the Beef Sector. It's got like 35 reviews on there. 35 reviews. And then my other book, which is probably my best book, Love and Gospel Music. You read that one, the big one.
Mm-hmm.
That got like 3 reviews. Right? Nobody knew who I was or anything like that. I had no audience. So this works just fine.
Okay, I'm about to go on there and read the reviews. I was about to ask you what are people, what are the
reviews
what
are
the
on the Epiphany. The best reviews are on the Epiphany.
That was a really good book. That was the first book that I read in my series. I really love the Epiphany. My favorite character was that talking dog.
What they call him? Monkey? Yeah, Monkey.
Yeah, the dog man was Monkey. That was my favorite.
Right. Dogs don't talk, Sky. How many Ambien you take? I'm telling you, I saw him. Shh.
Right.
He talking to the dog. And the dog talking back, honey.
Right. Now you telling me a dog don't talk, but you talking to the dog. So how can you say that?
Right.
You know, so one of us crazy. One of us are crazy, and you want to say it that way. One of us are crazy. So, but yeah, that was awesome. So we are gonna go and we're gonna read the last book in this series, which is The Label. So you guys that are listening, make sure you guys go and purchase the paperback book. Even though I am reading, you can still purchase it to have it in your collection. All of his books are available on Amazon.com. Go and type in Timothy Blaine books, and then you will see all of them will come up. And if you guys would like to hear the audio version of Murder in the Beef Sector, which is the one that he wrote as well, the links and everything are down in the description box below. I didn't put them in the chat. We're just gonna put them down in the description box, so y'all can go click on it. If you in the UK, in France, USA, all that good stuff, it's a link for you. Okay, so there is no excuse.
Right.
Go click on the link.
Professional, right? You know how to pitch it.
I mean, you know, I've been doing it for this a little long time.
Right.
You know, right. I try.
Don't be surprised if other authors will approach you now to do audiobooks for them.
I'm praying. You know, I am yet praying. You know, just right now, my sound engineer, you know, his wife is pregnant, so they going through that situation right there with the baby. Mm-hmm. And everything. She hasn't had the baby yet, but they've been going, you know, with her health and everything. They've been kind of going through it. So I haven't been able to get in there because the studio is at his home. So I don't want to intrude right now. While
you're already done. You're finished.
Well, no, you know, I'm recording another book.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm on my 3rd book.
Who is the author?
Marla Morris, the one who wrote the book that His Dream, Her Nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, so she has another.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she has another book.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I am recording that one as well. So how did you like that book? How did you like that book?
I did. I don't remember the end.
Don't tell it. Don't tell all if you can't remember.
I got almost through most of it. And then I made the mistake of reading when you're going to sleep. And I did it like 3 days. And I just lost the end of it, you know. Because I'm asleep. I mean, you don't know when you're going to fall off. Right. So I got to read it when I'm daylight, you know.
Yeah. When you go walking squeamy, put it on your phone.
There you go.
Yeah, put some headphones in and while you're walking squeamy.
I have it on my Kindle. I have it on my Kindle now. So.
Well, yeah. While you peeing in the same spot on the same pose. You know, that was real nice when you walked him, just showing the murals and the neighborhood and everything. It's a real nice neighborhood. So
yeah, we're blessed here, honey. Yeah. I am blessed. I don't know why these people want to come here and tell me how downtrodden I'm doing. I said, girl, I ain't never lived so good. Okay.
I mean, you are a single man.
Baby.
You're a single man getting everything that everything that your heart desires. You have it in there, you know. So who cares that their taste in art is not, you know, your taste and their taste isn't the same.
Their absence of taste in art, because I've seen what they put on their walls, honey. You're talking. Why are you talking? Hey, Sarah, honey. Everybody likes something.
Yes. I remember
when you got reading, I really enjoyed the reading, though, honey.
Yes. I remember when you got that.
I
I
really
don't know
enjoyed
if
it.
you moved it. That black sofa that you had. What you call it? The Cadillac. I remember when you ordered
Yeah,
that.
my Cadillac came. I don't think I sat on it since it got here.
Are
Ain't
you
nobody been in
serious?
here since I got it. Why would I sit in here? When I sit in here, I sit in this chair just for video. But I haven't had any guests, any company, or anybody to sit on it
You
because I
still
won't let
got the
nobody
same people in
inside.
your home?
No, I won't let nobody in here, honey. Not till COVID is over. I started that and I stuck with it. I ain't invited nobody inside of my apartment. I
So is
think
that
Gammit's been over here once.
so is that gonna be forever? Nobody's
Oh
gonna
no,
come into you.
no, just until we get comfortable with COVID. I mean, it's better now, but every day it seems to change. Wear the
Yeah.
mask, don't wear the mask. I got my second booster a couple of days ago though.
Don't tell me
So
you still walk around with them gloves in your pocket.
no, the gloves are gone. Got rid of all the gloves. But I got all those shots though, so I got a second booster.
Hmm.
You guys probably have one because I have a compromised immune system. They'll give you two. The second one. Mhm. Oh, hi, Angela Canvas Delight. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that video of him walking around. Oh,
She is a painter. Maybe she can paint one of the covers of your book.
I got it, girl. I've got this. You see this right here? Let me see. You see that over there? That the Maturian man in my entryway.
Yes.
He's been there. He's been hanging there for 11 years, right?
Oh,
Well, I got on Wayfair. I got a picture that size, right?
oh.
From a big old it's a huge Roman's face, like these statues here, but it's just a big, huge canvas. It's his actual painting. It's like $700. So I'm gonna take that down and replace it there. Huge canvas.
So what are you gonna do with that one? With that picture?
Roll it up, stick it up under the couch or something. I'll give it away to somebody. I know somebody who wants it. It was given to me actually. It just came from IKEA. I saw it. I was helping him shop for furniture. And I said, "Oh, that is nice." Next day, I knew. Next day, he went back to the store and bought it for me.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, but this new one is nice though. I
I
like to
can't
change
wait to
things
see
up.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Miss Marlo. That's the author right there, Miss
Hi,
Marlo.
hi, Miss Marla Morris. Oh yeah, I read her book. Yeah, right. I enjoyed it, but I'm gonna read. I got to read the last two chapters because I keep falling asleep. That's why I do. I mean, I read audiobooks and that's how I go to sleep. So that helps with sleep as well.
Mm-hmm.
Reading audiobooks, you can't have nothing visual, but if you read them, it's
I
like
do
somebody
that with
reading.
YouTube. I'm trying now, at least if I'm gonna have something planned, to have Netflix instead of YouTube playing, because at least it'll turn off with I'll fall asleep listening to a video, or and then you wake up in the middle of the night, people screaming in your ear, because sometimes I still have my
Right,
headphones.
right. Yeah.
But I try to turn
Yeah,
over. Yeah, at least I try to turn over and just let the whatever is playing, just let it play and fall asleep. Cause
yeah,
sometimes just falling asleep to just pure dead air, I can't do that. Something
right,
has to be playing.
right. Yeah, I
She
don't watch
said,
YouTube because they be arguing and stuff. I said, no, I can't have anything that's going to really capture my interest and keep me awake more. I
mm-hmm.
need something. Usually it's Agatha Christie, like one of those murder mysteries and stuff. And I'll go over
Okay.
to the second chapter over and over and over and over. So I'm always falling asleep there. So she's serving that purpose at this point.
Are you going to go back to doing any of your reviews, your show reviews?
If something good comes on, I mean, I was really into Empire, and I was really into Queen Sugar, and I was not the last season, but I was really into what's the one
Did you
about the
do
church?
Greenleaf?
What's the one? Greenleaf. Yeah,
Okay,
Greenleaf was
yeah.
the main one. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, but it never got a lot of views. Some things get views, some things don't. Some things just do it for fun. So I have to really be into the show because it's a commitment to actually sit there and take notes and watch the show and always be there, and not miss. But I haven't seen anything interesting on television.
Yeah, I think Netflix is coming out with a lot of good shows. I started out doing Big Brother on CBS, but like you said, it's hard to sit there, take notes, then you have to come back, record a video, and then upload it or do it live. But I think I tried more so to record the video. It's easier to do it that way, but it's just hard to sit down and watch. television. I watch TV when
Right.
I'm at work, and when I'm at work, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm not really watching the TV. It's for my clients. I'm listening to y'all on YouTube. My
Right.
headphones are on, so I'm not really watching TV. But I do want to get back into doing my show reviews. So I may start doing
If it's
those.
something good, if it's something good.
Yeah. She said she lived for your reads, honey. Don't enable
The
him.
research,
Don't enable him.
it has all become to reads, girl. I don't know, but this beef sector, it's something. I'm sure I can get 3 books out of this easily.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what you come up with next, because that first one, listen, that first one you did a good job on. So I can't wait to see what you come on for the second one and the third one. I'm excited to have a character. Hopefully I don't get killed off.
Right. No, you're not an evil. You're not a monster. They got plenty of monsters, honey. You don't need to be that.
Well, sometimes the good people get killed too. So
We'll try not to put a hatchet through your head, honey.
thank you so very much. I appreciate it greatly.
Right,
And don't hit me
right.
with a fish. And don't hit me with a fish.
Woo, we had to slap the shit out of that girl. Get up, thing.
Called
She
a
kept
wank.
baiting her to come out, and they kept insulting her, so baiting her to come out, and she finally got her out. Yo, old stinking old wench needs to be shamed.
She said, "Pow!"
I
Get
actually
a
had to go on
horrible
Facebook
fish.
and ask people in reading groups and stuff, or what kind of fish would hold to somebody hitting somebody with it, right? And they gave me that whatever it was called, albacore. That's a good strong fish.
Oh wow. Oh,
Netflix
you did.
dropped American Horror Story. I'm devastated. Ooh, going to sleep. Oh, yes, you're going to sleep show. I've never seen
I never
American
watched
Horror
it.
Story. I've
I
never
never
seen it.
watched it.
Right now, I'm watching Billions. So I go back and forth between Amazon and then Netflix. But Netflix has been kind of shaky lately. Because remember, they used to have movies all the time. But since it's COVID is going, they're not producing as much new stuff.
They're producing a lot of series. A lot of series
Oh, I
instead
love
of
series.
movies.
Yeah, binge watching. Yeah, you can get a good one. Sure.
Yeah, we watch movies all the well, every Saturday I watch movies with my people over here. We come over here and do a movie. No, please don't have Almond running for her life.
Come back here, wench. And then you hit me with that fish again, girl. I'm gonna get your ass. She was so weak she couldn't even stand. She couldn't even fight an old woman. You scared of old woman? What's wrong with you?
Okay. How did you like that? Say I was real country. How did you like my voice?
Oh,
Of
yeah,
Miss
you do.
Edna?
You have her, honey. You can play her in the movie, Edna. You got her voice down so well, child.
I felt like I was in back Harriet Tubman back at the Underground Railroad that I played in middle school.
Right, that's who she is, honey.
Oh, Barack Obama's Audacity of Hope audiobook puts me smooth out.
Oh, yeah, everybody watches audiobooks then, right? Audiobooks doing well. I saw a lot more audiobooks. I hope the one we did would come well. A lot of people don't know about the beef sector, but it's all about word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I put the links in my thing. Like I said, I think Nikki more so puts it in your chat. I don't know if you can add it as a when you upload or when you go live. You can have something in your description box all the time. That way, every time you go live, it's always in your description box. But she'll have to walk you. You have to be walked through how to do that, because it's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps to that, because you can do something on your cell phone and turn around and have to turn around and do it on your laptop. It's totally different places when you have to do stuff like that. But it's not hard.
Right.
It's not
Well,
hard.
you can put it in your description and then copy it, and then just go back to your last video and paste it onto the new one, kind of thing.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I do.
I'll participate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You can push it too. You have 20,000. I have 2.
2,000.
I have 2,000 Almond Delights. I do.
Oh, okay. I'll help out. Yeah.
Appreciate you. But thank you so much for allowing us to read your books. We will get on the next one, not this Monday, but the following Monday. We will get on it. Also, you can, let your people know when you go live, hey, the audio book is available, or tell them about the readings that I do over here, so they can come and see that too. So
okay, I'll do it.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tim.
All right. Good night, chat.
We'll see you in the beef sector.
We'll see you in the book.
Yes, thank you. Good night. Yes, you guys. So that was Mr. Timothy Blaine. That was the author of Muse, honey. Yes, that's the author of Muse. So we have enjoyed this book thoroughly. If you have not heard the ending of this book, I advise you to go back to the beginning of this video and go all the way to the end. It is going to rock your world. I promise you. What happened in this book, you never would have thought it was going to happen. Oh, she was oh, I guess I've been sucking in too much air doing this reading. Oh, it just came out. I am sorry, y'all. But anyways, good thing I have no headphones on. But anyways, yes, you guys, make sure you guys check the description box down below. You will see the links to Murder in the Beast Sector, the audiobook, as well as His Dream, Her Nightmare. You will see the link to. Okay, Miss Marla, girl, as high as gas is, I can't be around here passing it like that. That was a burp. Okay, it was a burp. No, that's doing all this, breathing in all this air and then talking and stuff. That's how it is. Don't do that. Okay. No. But y'all check the description box down below. If you are an author or you know an author that would like their book to be read here on the Almond Delights Reading Corner, please, please, please have them hit me up, almondbrown09@gmail.com. We can get our correspondence going that way. If you're on Instagram, follow me there, almondbrown09. If you would like to hear my book be read, the audio version, you can go over to anchor.fm/almondbrown09. The link to that, all that stuff is down in the description box below. So I appreciate. Oh Lord, she said a fart that took the elevator. Girl, that's what it's smaller girl. Okay. It ain't start down here though. You know, it was up here in the chest area region. But yeah, so shout out to all y'all that come through here on the regular basis. Like I really do appreciate you guys. For those of you that do send me love offerings, y'all know I don't come on here and say y'all name out loud, but I do send y'all a good old piece of emoji back and reply and let you know that I am appreciative of everything that you guys do for me. Just being here, letting me see you guys, your presence being here, be it if you're up here in the skybox. Honey, shout out to all of my choir stand babies. You know, I don't want to start calling out y'all names, but y'all know who you guys are. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all drop y'all chocolate and y'all sun emojis in the chat for those of you that are watching for the first time or may catch it on the replay for the first time. A chocolate and a sun emoji represents the love and light that we all give to each other over here with the Almond Delights, honey. Cause we ain't nothing without the love, honey, in the light of the world, which is the Lord. Without the light of the Lord, maybe we ain't nothing. Okay, that's how I live my life, and I give that to you guys. So I'm not gonna keep on rambling. I was gonna give y'all a haul, but it's 11 o'clock now, and I got to get to bed. Okay, because I got to go to work early in the morning. But that's it. So we will be reading The Label, which is Uncle Tim's next book in this series. So we're not going to have a reading corner this Monday coming. We will have a reading corner the following Monday after that. Good Lord's will. Shout out to Polo. She out the country. Today is her birthday, 54. Okay. Thank you so much, Polo, for being my co-host or us co-hosting together with Around the World with us. I appreciate you for choosing me. Okay. And have fun. Tell the wifey what's happening. Y'all have a good time. I hope she rub your knees down with that being gay because I know them doom buggies, honey, done bumped you all up. Okay, y'all travel safely, get back into the country safely, and hopefully everybody be well in their body, in their soul, and in their mind. I love everybody. Make sure you smile at somebody. It'll change their day. It may even change your day, honey, even with a mask on. They can still see it in your eyes. I love you guys with the love of God. And there is what, honey? There is nothing you can do about it. I thoroughly enjoyed the final read of Muse, a love and gospel music novel by Mr. Timothy Blaine. I'll see y'all back on the corner, honey, in 2 weeks. Love y'all. Bye.